To get started, you're going to open up your browser, type in tinyib-mappy into your search engine, and you're going to get this co.ivsor.me link. You're going to open that link, go down here and download the board update board CNV and 2012 zip files. Once you've done that, you're going to take all those files, you're going to create a folder like I did here, and extract them all inside of it. And your folder should look like this afterwards. Once you've done that, you're pretty much good to go. All you have to do is go to your web server, go into the file manager, go to the public_HTML folder, and upload all these files there. Make sure that src and thumb are actually folders. For me, they got turned into files when I uploaded them to my web host. But once you've done that, you should be good to go. To give a brief description of what you're going to be changing here, if you really want to change anything, or what all this stuff is, at least for people that are inexperienced with code. src is going to contain whatever image someone uploads when they create a thread or a reply. Thumb is going to be the thumbnail. inc is going to contain a lot of logic stuff, but before we go into that, there's one file I want to visit. The board.cnv.php file contains the time zone for your website, at least, or for replies and posts. In here, it's right now automatically set to Pacific/Auckland. If you want to change that, you can go ahead and look up PHP time zones. You'll get a list of them, and you just replace whatever you find, what you prefer to use in here. Once you've done that, you can finally go in this inc folder, and there's mainly going to be 4 files you're going to be touching, or at least 3. The header.html file is going to contain whatever you want at the top of your page for a thread or the catalog, frankly anything. Thankfully, very self-explanatory, just throw an image there, whatever you want. It's preset to tinyib. If you want to customize the look, the font size, the margin, generally just everything appearance-wise, obviously mess with the style.css file. This contains quite literally pretty much everything as far as customization goes. If you're having difficulty finding what to change, I'd recommend uploading all of this to your site, visiting the catalog, which you do by typing your domain, and then adding a slash, and then index.php. They'll give you your catalog, make a thread or whatever you want, and just inspect element. You can do that by hitting right click, hitting inspect element. It'll open this thing at the bottom of your browser, and it'll show you whatever you're hovering over. On the right, it'll have a bunch of customization stuff, so that'll help you narrow down what you need to look for. In settings.php, you're not really going to be messing with a ton here, but there are some very crucial things you'll want to visit. Your page title, you can change that there. The page title, if I'm not mistaken, I always get this mixed up, I believe is this thing here, up here when you have a name for your website and your tab for whatever web browser you're using. Below here is mainly just how you manage your threads. Pretty self-explanatory. So the amount of replies you want to show on the catalog, threads per page, max threads you're going to allow, delete timeout, max post size, rate limit. You can figure it out. It's pretty self-explanatory. Admin pass here, just change your admin password here. Mod password, you can just leave this empty if you don't want mods. If you do want mods, make sure to put that in here then. There is a Captcha system installed by default. It's not like the fancy stuff you see, it's just a little tiny image it creates with some letters. You can disable that or enable it if you'd like. Outside of that, there's thumbnail dimensions down here, and that's pretty much all you're going to mess with. There is some more stuff that you can customize that is pretty handy, but unless you're familiar with PHP, or at least you feel comfortable diving into the code, I wouldn't really recommend it. It's pretty overwhelming. Just as an example, this HTML PHP file in here, the inc folder, is very long, is near 500 lines long. This will basically create your HTML files for threads and everything, if I'm not mistaken. I'm even diving into this myself on my own time. So, but here you could change links, such as here, the home and admin buttons at the bottom right of your catalog. You can just change the link here, just replace the question mark, and you should be fine. Really handy. And you can find more links, by the way, if you don't know code and you want to dive and change some links. Just hit Control F, whatever you're using, and look for a space href equals, That's just saying those are links. It'll highlight them. For me, I'm using Visual Studio Code to edit this, but it'll highlight all of it in the code, and here you can find them. It makes things a lot simpler. But outside of that, you're pretty much good to go. Just throw it, like I said, in your public_HTML folder on your web provider or web host, and you should be good to go. And that's how you make a image board like 4chan.